Benjamin Disraeli, a British conservative politician, once said that change is inevitable. Change is constant. The winds of change swept across Uganda in 1986 when the National Resistance Army captured power from the Tito Okello military junta. 30 years after, many historians who shared the Busho camaraderie, including the president, remain at the helm of the NRM. However, a realignment is taking shape as the old guard fall by the wayside and the young Turks emerge. This has elicited a groundswell of resentment. 2 weeks ago, Busho fighter Major General Matayo Charigonza warned that the transition from the old guard to the young Turks has to be carefully managed. This was after the president's son-in-law, Odrek Rabogo, expressed interest in competing against him for the coveted NRM vice chairperson position for Western region.
You know, the youth, when they come, it is up to them to say the old men must go. But it is not that. We want the youth to learn from the old people. I am going to continue until my services have been rendered ineffective.
The young people are an expression, a new expression of that old movement idea that if you stop dictatorship, if you stop roadblocks, things which used to disturb Uganda, and an economy has grown to such a stage, but that economy is not growing fast enough to absorb people who finish school, you need new thinking in the organization.
Perhaps trying to feed into the Chankwanzi sole candidature narrative, Charigonza touched on this sensitive question, believing his position should be ring-fenced, just like the president's. Yet, Rawogo believes this is his inherent right to contest for any political office.
This is not about old or new. This is about what you bring on the table to be able to advance the frontiers of freedom that the NRM fought for.
It is a combustible debate which has not spared the president's former principal private secretary, the powerful trade minister Amelia Chambade. Speaking to NTV last week, Chambade, in total disregard of the law, said it was wrong for Grace Kansime to contest against her. Chambade's salvo symbolized a widely held belief that there are sacred cows in the party whose positions of influence cannot be challenged. Robert Kirunda, a lawyer and political commentator, says the current friction underpins a belief that the NRM was not prepared for a transition to multi-party politics.
You didn't have structures, which is what I think the young blood is trying to create now. You didn't have rules. So the people who believe that they are the force behind the movement system therefore feel entitled to privileges in the NRM party. But you can't have that sort of situation, because then what you end up with is the animal farm kind of situation where some animals are more equal than others, and that is the end of democracy.
These differences are not unique to the NRM. The supremacy fight between Olaro Tunu and Jimmy Akena has been regarded as a dispute between the Obote family, which has a sense of entitlement, and the progressives who believe the party should rise above the towering figure of the founding leader.
Get everyone to understand that, yes, it is true, you've been here this long, but if a young person comes and challenges you and you lose your seat, that is the way it is.
Shilanduchre, NTV.